Awesome stuff. Excellent. So, ladies and gents, this evening, okay, we are going to have a conversation. If you're ready for a frank, open, and honest conversation, okay, drop a 333 in the chat because we need to have some very, very frank, honest, open conversations right now. Today, we're going to touch on a couple of topics that I think are going to really, really help you to improve in your trading journey, improve in your personal life, okay, your personal disciplines in multiple areas. And also for those of you building a business, it's going to help you just be able to achieve a little bit more in that aspect as well, right? Now, the first thing, guys, is how many of you, when you joined BTG, right, you filled out that form. We have still got people coming into the chat, guys. So you filled out that form, okay? You selected your elite pack, you added it to your cart, you got to the card thing and you put in your details, you made your payment, you landed in VTG community chat, and you thought, yes, this is it. I'm going to do some really good, serious stuff here. I've got big goals. I've got big dreams. Drop a 777 in the chat if that was you. You thought, this is it. Financial freedom. I've got this. This is where I changed my whole life. This is where I put some respect on my last name. No one. Was it just me? Glenn says 777, but not as easy as that. He's talking the truth. He's talking the truth, right? But most of us, I'm sure, we had big goals. We had big dreams. Maybe it was when you messaged me or you messaged Jason or you messaged Ray, right? You messaged Brad, you messaged Jessica, and you watched a presentation video and you thought, this is on point. Like, I've heard a lot about trading, but I can get with this. This is making some sense. You thought this might be the thing. This might be the thing that makes me some good money, right? And then, as Glenn says, you get on board and you download your MetaTrader and you start placing some trades and you realize, hang on, it's not as easy. It's not as simple. You know, you still have to go to work 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Maybe some of you work night shifts. You know, oh, the trade came out. Oh, I missed it. I was sleeping. Oh, the trade came out 1:30 in the morning. They caught it. I missed it. Oh, no. Oh, the trade came out. I was talking to my boss. I couldn't get in my phone fast enough. I could, like, drop a 111 in the chat if this has happened to you. What seems simple, seems easy, and you're trying to get in, and it's really not as easy because now life is getting in the way, right? Your kids are bugging you. Maybe your partner's bugging you. Your boss is bugging you. Then you get sick. Then something else happens. Then you get injured. Then this person has a problem. Then this person, there's a bereavement. Life is just getting in the way of your goals and dreams, right? It's a very, very, very common thing. We all go through it, okay? Every single person goes through it. It's entirely normal, right? And sometimes we're so focused on what we're saying and what we want, but then because of life, our actions don't match up to what we're saying, right? So whereas you should be plugging into certain calls, or that I really should watch that video, because you're so busy and because you're on the go and because that stuff is just happening to you, you don't do it. You think, oh, okay, I'll do it later. All right, yeah, I'll do it later. I'll do it another time. Oh, Transformation Tuesday. Oh, I'll catch the recording. And then you don't catch the recording, right? Oh, Nicola's new members launch. Oh, yeah, I was meant to be on there because I had a question about whatever. Oh, whatever. And then you're asking the same question in the chat because you weren't on the call and you didn't watch the recording, right? This stuff happens. It's easy to do, right? Easy to do. However, what you guys have to think about is the belief, right? Whatever your goal was, whatever you said you were going to do, there was a level of belief in you saying it. However, if your actions are not aligning with what you said, then the question is, do you truly believe it? Do you truly believe it? Right? For example, and guys, I want you to talk to me in the chats here. Talk to me in the chats, right? If I said to you guys, M25 motorway, don't run across the motorway because you're likely to get hit by a car, right? You can take my word for it, but I'm telling you, you're likely to get hit by a car. How many of you are going to run across the M25? Yes or no? Who's doing it? It's a quick way to get across. You want to get to the other side. Are you going to run across the M25? No. Right? What if I said to you, I'll give you £100 to run across the M25? Are you doing it? £100, guys. Can pay a bill with that. £100. You running across the M25. Fast lane as well, all of it. No. Okay, cool. Why? Why? Because you believe that you could get hit by a car. Do you understand? Even as much as you want the £100, I could offer you maybe £5,000. You still say no. Because you believe that you'll get hit by a car. Now, probably very few of you on this call have ever seen anyone get hit by a car on the M25. You've probably never even seen anyone run across the motorway on the M25. But you don't have to see it to believe it. Does that make sense? Drop a 777 if you're catching that. You haven't seen it, but yet you believe it. Right? So you are able to believe in something that you haven't seen. Okay? Because your knowledge, your awareness of how cars work and how speed works and how your body works lets you understand that those three things together is not a good combination. Right? You have never seen it happen, but you don't want to see it happen because you can put the pieces together and you kind of know, yeah, I believe that is going to be a bad idea. Right? Now, let's apply that same level of belief to what we're doing. Maybe you have never seen anyone make 6 figures, 5 figures, maybe even 7 figures, 8 figures, whatever. Maybe you've never seen anyone do that in trading. You've never seen it. Maybe you may have heard about it the same way you heard someone got hit on the M25. I'm telling you, plug into this system, watch this video, read this thing, be on this training, risk this much so that you can get your 5 figures, your 6 figures, your 7 figures. And you're not doing it. That's the equivalent of someone telling you you're going to get hit by a car on the M25 and you're running across that road. The only way you'd run across that road is if you don't believe. The only way someone can tell you how to get to somewhere because they've been there or they're there and you're not following is because you don't believe. So what you're saying and what you're doing are incongruent. Brother Nat said it in the chat. They're incongruent. They don't match up. They don't align. What you're doing betrays that what you're saying is not actually what you believe. Because if you believed it, you'd do differently. Yes or yes? Are you guys following what I'm putting down here? You're understanding what I'm saying? Drop in the chat yes if you get it. Because this is where you have to learn, how do I change my belief? How do I start to develop my belief so that my actions actually genuinely match what I want here? Because you want to believe it, right? All of you would want to believe that you can do this. So why is it not matching? How do you get it to match, right? Now, the first thing is, and we discussed this on the last call I did, you have to understand how your belief system comes about. It comes about through what you take in, right? We've covered this before. So the 5 senses, things you experience, that's what creates your belief system. How many of you have a picture of the ideal size trading account that you want to see when you look at your phone on MT4? How many of you have a picture of that? Drop a 1 if you have a picture of the exact amount that you want to see either in your bank account or in your trading account or in some account somewhere. How many have ever printed off an actual picture, written in the actual number with all the zeros at the end of what you want to see? Drop a 1 if you've done that. Okay, Brother Nat says yes. Chris says yes. Mystic Missy says yes. Awesome. If you don't see it, you can't believe it. Jason's on this call. I'm sure Jason can attest to the power of putting up a picture. Guys, you would be surprised. Okay? You would be surprised the power of a picture, the power of a slogan, the power of a caption, the power of a photograph of this person or that thing. When you see something repeatedly, every single day, multiple times a day, whether you're focused on it or not, you believe it, right? Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is fake. Your conscious mind does, but your subconscious doesn't, right? Your subconscious picks up things all the time that you are not aware that you're picking up. And then what it does is it processes it for you. So based on how often you see it and what you're saying your goal is, the things that you're hearing, the things that you're listening to, what you are around, your subconscious then processes it and says, right, this thing is important. This thing is not important. This thing is a priority. We should be aware of this. This thing we don't need to pay so much attention to. Your subconscious does that for you, right? Have you ever like played this game, right? Where I could say to you, okay, you're living in London, say you're going through London, don't look at red buses. Do not count how many red buses you see. On an average day, you are not going to count how many red buses you see. You're not even noticing red buses. But if I say that to you, the next time you go out, you will not be able to stop yourself counting red buses. You'll be saying, don't count the bus. Oh, I've just seen one bus. Oh, that's two bus. Oh my gosh, three bus. I'm not counting the buses. Okay, that's another bus. You can't help it because I put it in your mind now, right? And because I put it in your mind, your subconscious is just like, it's like a red flashing light going bus, 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 bus. That's what it's like when you have your goals in front of you, okay? When you have a picture of the car you want, when you have a picture of the house you want, when you have a picture of, you know, that ideal beach holiday you want to go on, you have a picture of your bank account that you want to see that's got £2 million in it. You have a picture of, you know, your credit history with your credit report with that brilliant number on it. You keep seeing it, your brain will start to go to work and it will bring things into play to get you to that place, right? It will make you notice things you wouldn't ordinarily notice. It would make you hear things you wouldn't ordinarily hear because you weren't paying attention. But now your subconscious is like, whoa, alarm bells, alarm bells. She says she wants 2 million. Alarm bells, alarm bells. She needs to do this. She needs to focus over here. She needs to do that. He needs to jump on this call. He needs to talk to that person. He needs to ask that question, right? Because if your goal is to, for example, have, you know, be a 6-figure trader, in my mind, if I just joined a group like this, I joined the community chat and I see the screenshot results of a 6-figure trader, I see someone in the group chat who is making X amount per day and I'm doing the maths and I'm like, hang on a minute, that means they're making this much a week, this much a month. Immediately, my alarm bells are ringing. Like, whoa, this is someone that has what I want. What are they doing? What are they plugged into? Who are they learning from? What are they studying? When do they trade? What are they trading? Immediately, I'm asking a million questions because my alarm bells are going. Like, that's what I want. I need to know that. I need to see that, right? So guys, look at your actions and look at what you're saying that you want. Are the actions aligning? If not, it's just a suggestion. You don't have to follow it. I would suggest you maybe get a photo. You maybe write down in handwriting what your goal is, maybe a few times a day until it sinks itself into your subconscious. I recommend that you write it down and you actually speak it out loud a few times a day so it sinks into your subconscious, so that even when you're not consciously thinking about it, your subconscious is picking it up, right? Because you know to yourself the habits that you keep, you know what you're doing that you're not meant to be doing, you know the things that you are not doing that you should be doing, right? To get you to your goal. But nothing's pricking you to say, do better. Nothing's immediately bothering you. Maybe, you know, you get that bill that you were not expecting, and then you're like, oh yeah, trading, because now something's pricked you. But on an average day, you can't rely on stuff like that. On an average day, you have to be self-moving. You can't be just motivated by external stimuli because you're not always going to get that luxury. If you do not have something inside you to motivate yourself and keep you on your track and keep you consistent, you will not hit your goal. It's as simple as that. And 95% of people will probably never hit their goal because they don't have what it takes to be self-moving, to be motivated, right? Many of us are relying on, oh, I'm not enthusiastic. Oh, it's hard. Oh, I don't feel excited about it anymore. Okay. Do you think that the average multi-millionaire feels excited about everything they ever did to become a millionaire? Of course not. Do you think the person with the great physique feels excited about going to the gym all the time and eating the same foods every single day? It's repetitive, of course not. But the end goal requires them to do so. And they're excited about the end goal. They're excited about that bank account. They're excited about what they can do when they have all those businesses. They're excited about the look on their children's face when they can give them all those things. They're excited about what the future looks like. That excitement they can deal with. So believe for that. Believe for that, right? When you don't run across the motorway, it's not because you're excited about not getting hit by a car. It's that you're excited you're actually going to be alive, right? That's the part that is really getting you. You don't want to be dead, right? You don't want to be severely injured. It's nothing to do with the car. It's nothing to do with you. It's about having some life when you get to the other side, right? That's the important part. And so you focus on that. Yeah. Same thing with your journey. What's the end point? What's the end goal? What's the thing you should be focused on? Right? Now, guys, the next thing, so we've got some people in the waiting room, bear with me. Next thing I want to talk about is the little disciplines. The little disciplines that help you achieve great things, right? How many of you are familiar with the film Karate Kid? Drop a 777 in chat if you've seen that film Karate Kid, right? Whether it's the original one or the Jackie Chan and Will Smith, was it the kid's name? Oh yeah, Raymond says wax on, wax off. Right, you got it, right? We all know the story of the Karate Kid, right? Now, the whole point of the Karate Kid, and this is a spoiler alert for those of you who ain't watched it, I don't think any of you wouldn't have, but just in case, the spoiler alert is, right, is that you've got these rival dojo kids, and Daniel-san, the mentee of Mr. Miyagi, has to have this ultimate fight with the other kid from the opposing dojo, right, who is trained by the enemy former of Mr. Miyagi, right? And he goes to Mr. Miyagi for mentorship, right? This is someone who is a master in his field. He goes to him for mentorship. Now, really, what Daniel-san wants is someone to show him how to box up that brother over there so he stops being a bully. That's what he really wants. He wants someone to show him how to do a fly kick, right? How to just go boom, 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 bam, and he's done. He wants that. But what does Mr. Miyagi get him doing? Raymond said it in the chat. Wax on, wax off. He starts talking to him about bonsai trees. He has him out there doing all these menial, weird tasks that don't seem related to the goal of beating up my man, right? Now, what is the purpose of all these tasks? Steph said it, one, discipline. Discipline. Do what you have to do, right? The next thing was the fundamentals, okay? Build strength in certain areas. Build flexibility in certain areas. Have the right movements in certain areas so that when you do go to give my man a karate chop, you don't injure yourself, you hit him properly, you achieve your goal, and you do it with strength, right? But if you don't do the little stuff first, you're going to run in there and get beaten up. So the little stuff, even though it's not exciting, even though it seems completely out of whack with what you actually want to be doing, it is super important because without that, you don't get the next bit, right? Now, trading is the same kind of thing, guys. Trading is the same kind of thing. Some of you struggle with consistency. Some of you struggle with discipline in the charts. Some of you struggle with discipline even getting on a call or watching a recording. Now, do you think that being undisciplined with £100, £500, £1,000 is suddenly gonna result in you being disciplined when you have 50K in an account, 100K in an account, like 500K in an account? How do you expect to get from no discipline with a small amount to a lot of discipline with a big amount? How? That's not making no sense. Because if you can't get on a call or ask a question or watch a video to help you with the little, what makes you think you're going to do it when there's much? You're not. You're not. So these little things that we get you to do, or we ask you to do, or we show you how to do, every single part is cherry picked. Do you know why? Because we've been through the process. We are Mr. Miyagi. We've been beaten up. We've had injuries. We've had broken bones. We've been jumped on. We've got things right. We've got things wrong. We spent some time in hospital. We now know what to do. And key, we know what not to do. So when we tell you to do something or we tell you not to do something, you may think, oh, I've got this. Jason said this, but I can do that. Nicholas said that, but I can do this. Okay, carry on. You're going to end up in hospital getting beaten up by the dojo kid, right? Because that's what happens. And it's a matter of time. It can happen soon. It can happen a little bit later on, or it can happen when you do have a big, massive account and you make that L on that big, massive account and you lose the whole lot. But it will happen, right? We've been here long enough to know it will happen. So these steps that we put you on, guys, is very, 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 very key. Very, very key. Each part is relevant. Each thing is relevant. Each platform is relevant. Each calculation is relevant. When we say TP1 for this strategy, but TP2 for that strategy, we're not plucking these numbers out of the air. It's because we've done the back work. We've counted how many previous trades hit TP1, how many previous trades hit TP2. From before some of you even joined the platform, we know these numbers. So when we tell you that TP is because that's the one that's going to make you the money, right? That's the point. Now, how do you guys progress and access this information a lot better, right? One thing that we do encourage from every single person is ask questions, okay? Asking questions is so beautiful. People think I don't want to ask a silly question. It is silly not to ask a question. How about that? The difference between where you are and where you want to be is a lack of information, right? There's information you don't have, which is why you are where you are and you're not somewhere else. So if somebody else has the information, it's silly not to ask. However, let's qualify it. If it's already been given to you, it's silly not to have checked what's given to you first before you ask the question, right? There's no such thing as a silly question unless you already have access to the answer. That's silly. Because now you just need to do your own homework. Go and watch the video that I just gave you, please. Go and look at the launch document. The answer's in there. You know, that's silly. But other than that, asking a question is not silly. Now, we assume, and I hope everyone on this call is in agreement, that when you ask a question, it's because you want the answer. You ask the question because you actually want the answer. Now, let me show you the difference between these two styles of asking for something, right? Person number one says, I don't know how to go risk-free. In the group chat. I don't know how to go risk-free. MetaTrader 4 is not letting me go risk-free. Okay. Person number two, same issue. Guys, I'm trying to go risk-free on MetaTrader, but I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly. Where can I find this information? Who is going to get the answer they want? Person number one or person number two? Person number one just comes in moaning and whinging and complaining. I can't, I don't, it's not working, Person number two asks for what you actually want. Where can I find? How can I do? Why? Ask constructive questions, you will get a constructive answer. If you whinge and complain and you moan, number one, you are hearing you. Okay? You are actually hearing you. Your subconscious doesn't switch off when you talk. It hears you too. So if all that is coming out of your mouth is complaint, moan, whinge, complaint, guess what? You are going to feel depressed. You're going to depress yourself when it comes to trading because you're going to, in your mind, you're framing it as struggle. You're not framing it as this is something I've never done before. The information is there because all these people are getting results. One of them must know. Let me just ask them. You're framing it as it's a problem I can't do. It's a problem I can't do it. It's a problem I can't. And when you frame anything like that, guys, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to succeed. So one thing I would urge us all to do, start like a little program of self-awareness for yourself over the next few days. Listen to how you talk to yourself and listen to how you frame what you're saying, because everything can be seen from different ways. Maybe MetaTrader genuinely has glitched out. Maybe it has. Maybe it has. But you can note it and ask a question to see if that's the case. Or you can just whinge in the group chat and hope someone comes to rescue you. Victim mentality. Throw my hands up. Someone save me. I can't do it. One doesn't help you. The other will get you a solution and you'll learn something. Okay? So these are different things that I want you to put into practice this week, guys. Okay? First of all, work on your belief. If you find your actions are not matching what you say you want, there's a disconnect. Start printing out some pictures, start writing some goals, start speaking some stuff that is going to help you focus on what you actually want. Okay? The second thing, the little actions, the little things that you think are not important that we ask you to do or that we show you how to do, they are very important because they form the basis, the fundamentals of what you need to do later on when you actually get closer to your goal. right? They are the key things. Do not overlook the key things. And then the third thing, self-awareness. As Jason just said in the chat, have a solution-orientated mindset, right? Solution-orientated mindset. So you're trying to build the business, right? You're trying to build the business and you're noticing that you keep leaving voice notes, or you keep, trying to pique people and it's not working. There's two ways you can deal with that. You can cry, it's not working. Or you can say, right, who has results? Okay, my upline, they have results. My sponsor, they have results. This person's hit that rank, they have results. Let me message them saying, how do you do your voice notes? How do you do your messages? Because you seem to have people like responding well. What are you doing? Let me see if I can learn from what you're doing so that I can do it better. That's going to be a constructive thing to ask so you actually get the better results, right? There's different ways that you can do things, guys. So if your default way has always been just to do it one way and it's not working, try a different approach. Think about it before you speak about it, right? Think about it before you speak about it. Then put it out into the world. Then put it out into the world. Because it also will affect whether people are actually, no, I'm going to say willing to help you, always willing to help, but whether people even want to help. There's only so much of whinging you can hear before you're like, you know what? Not today, man, not today. So we want to help you, but we also want to help you, if that makes sense, right? So guys, just work on those three things. What I would ask you to do, guys, in the chat box, real quick, out of those three things, what is the one thing that you are going to commit to working on this week? Drop it in the chat. Out of everything I've just spoken about, what is the one thing that you know that's you, and you're going to commit to working on it for the next week, the next 7 days, to improve your results? Is it the belief? Is it attention to the small things? Is it how you speak to yourself or to others? Is it how you phrase questions? What's the thing that you are going to work on this week? Find the chat box. Karen says belief. Subconscious. Belief. Work on my belief. Okay, it's a lot of belief. A lot of belief. Brother Nat says attention to the small things. That's it. All of these things, guys, are designed to make you better in what you're trying to do. If you're trying to build the business, you want to be the best business owner you can be. You want to be the best mentor to your people. You want to be the best at keeping and training and helping your people see results, right? So you have to pay attention to the small things. And you also have to believe you can do it. Because if you don't believe you can do it, guys, they're not going to believe they can do it. Like, how many of you would take me seriously if you picked up the phone to me with a problem and I was like, oh my gosh, man, that's so bad. Oh, yeah, I don't even know if we can fix that. Like, why is MetaTrader even like this? You'd be looking at me like, what? Nicola, hello. You got me here. What's going on? You ring Jason and you're having a problem with a sign up and he's like, oh man, the back office. Oh, you're gonna be thinking, what's going on? So you're relying on us to have belief. But the reason we have the results is because we had the belief. So you got to take a cue out of that book. Until you hear us moan and complain, you don't have license to moan and complain, okay? When you hear us panic, that's when you can panic. When you hear us talk about quitting, that's when you can talk about quitting. Because if we had that mentality, we wouldn't be where we are. Do you see it? So you've got to try and adapt and be more aware of what are the people doing that have results. I need to do that. I need to think like that. I need to speak like that. I need to approach things like that. And then you will start to take on the results as well. Perfect. Jason just said, if the captain of the ship is calm, everyone can stay calm. When you're on the plane and you feel that turbulence, you want the pilot's voice to just be smooth. If the pilot is screaming, bruh, we're all screaming after that. The whole plane is screaming after that. You understand? Like we're the pilots, we're calm. You guys, just be calm. It's okay. All right? All right, awesome, guys. Listen, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to keep this call kind of short. What I would like you to do, go back to Discord. One takeaway from this call that is going to help you for this week, one thing you're committing to work on this week, go back to Discord chat, drop it in the Discord chat, and make sure that everybody else in Discord knows that they missed out on this call and they need to watch the recording, okay? Now, for those of you, just a quick announcement as well. For those of you that haven't been aware, in the Discord, you will see there's a message about putting your economy ID number next to your display name in Discord, okay? Jason has put a video in there showing you how to do it. We need to get this done because we need to protect the house, all right? You guys are all paying for the services, paying for everything, and therefore we want it just to be for you. There's no free rides here, Okay, so guys, if you haven't done that already, please do go back to Discord. Make sure you have changed your username and we'll keep it moving. All right, I'm wishing you guys all a very, very lovely, productive week. We do have the Wednesday new members call tomorrow as well, so feel free to plug in for that. I will get this recording processed and drop it into Discord for you all. All right, have a good night, guys. Bye.